Okay, so I'm hoping this video will just serve as a quick addendum to my last video with the Boss ME-90. I didn't want to come off as too negative in that video because I do like the unit quite a lot and I have been getting along with it pretty well, having lots of fun. I do have another video coming with, just playing around with the effects because I think they do sound pretty good. My only gripe really is this whole issue with the cab sim being on in guitar mode, which seems kind of wrong and maybe an accident, or maybe I'm just using it wrong. I'm fully willing to accept that if someone can explain, what I might be doing wrong here. But these clips should make things a little bit clearer. So I'm going to show you now, or you're going to listen to. Here's a very quick clip of me playing guitar through my Peavey 6505, just boosting it with the, I think it was the boost overdrive on the ME-90. That's going straight into some mics from the real cabs. Okay, so the next clip I'm going to show you is the X high gain amp model, and I'm going to use an impulse response I've made that should flatten the output, and that sounds like this. And then here is the sound using the original setting, which it's not a bypassed cab sim, it is a cab sim. The whole time I was using the tube stack 412 return, and I am playing this clip into the return of the amp, and it's going through a 4x12 cab, so I think I'm doing the right thing. I can't see any way in Tone Studio or the manual for the ME-90 to turn off the cab sim here, so I think I'm doing it right. So in my opinion, the second clip there sounds a lot closer to the first clip using the cab sim I made compared to the built-in cab sim that seems to not turn off when you go in guitar mode on the ME-90. The way that I got this was I used SigGen in Pro Tools, putting out pink noise. That's going straight through the ME-90. It looks like this before it hits it. When it comes back, it looks like this. And that is just due to the output mode selected on the ME-90, the AI-RD output, tube stack 412 return. And in order to flatten that, I basically, so we'll get rid of this one here and we'll drag this back over here. I applied a few cuts and boosts to just try and flatten that out a little bit. And then I put that EQ onto a sine wave sweep, which you can see here. That was a sine sweep, and then I essentially just used Voxengo Deconvolver, very popular IR program, to create essentially a flattening impulse response. Loaded that into Tone Studio, and that was Untitled 4. And to me, it made it sound a lot better because it seemed to kind of be negating the effects of the output mode so that it would just be flat and I could just hear the amp model through the effects return of the amp. I did see some people saying, why would you want to use an amp model into an amp? But then to counter that, not everyone has a high gain amp. They might have a JC120 or a twin reverb, etc. And then maybe you do want to use the amp models on the ME-90, but have them, you're going to be playing them through your guitar cab. So I don't really understand why you'd want some extreme output EQ like a impulse response or even the output modes, but more so the impulse response, because the amp models do sound good, even better than just using the distortion pedals into a clean amp. It's just that it's hard to get them to sound the way that I think they should, but it's just my 2 cents. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks.